Hey guys, well, Ashkonda here, and you're listening to Honey and Home. I finally found time to watch the new Black Mirror episode called Bandersnatch, which I think was out maybe a couple of weeks ago. I think at the end of December. Previously announced it in one of my Honey and Home full podcast episodes, so you can check the link here. I think it was discussion with Merinil in the 5th episode, but you'll see it in annotations here. To make the long story short, there was an announcement from Netflix. They're going to try a new interactive feature for their series. So they own Black Mirror, so they decided to go with it, which was already really great news to hear because Black Mirror is already a famous and well-established TV series. So it was really nice to try out something different about that. And this TV series is really famous about his interesting plot, twists, and just overall atmosphere, dark, noir even atmosphere, but more of a futuristic point of view, so what we can kind of live through in several decades or something, not even centuries. So Black Mirror is one of the best, proclaimed one of the best TV series so far in its genre for sure. So I was really curious what the Bandersnatch, all this interactive episode would look like. I would say I was disappointed at some point of time because with all these multiple endings, they kind of went out from the Black Mirror concept a bit. Just to quickly, without any spoilers, so the story about the programmer in the mid-80s, when all the gaming industry started to only to develop and evolve, who decided to create a game based on a book called Bandersnatch by James F. Davis, something like this. Not pretty sure whether it's fictional author or was it real. But anyway, so the concept of the book was, as you know, you maybe have played in your childhood, those game quests, so text quests, when you looking at something and you're if you roll the dice, you just need to go to this page or to this spot, or if you have a multiple choice for something, you can also choose sometimes in some of those games and quests, and then you still making what the game tells you to do. So it was kind of quest scene, and it was interesting to play, but after some time you still become quite bored about that, because the other bad point of those is that sometimes you go in through circular things, so you go in this maze where you just go in circles and you need to go back to the same point. And the Bandersnatch unfortunately was the same case, even though that was the feature which I first liked. So after 10 minutes of trying to play/watch this episode, I made the decision, and then it came to the end. It's really end up the whole story so quickly. So then the main hero says, okay, I need to try again, and now I won't mess up this time. And it then brought me again to the end with all the rewind things where I just made some decisions already, and then it brought me to the point where I made a wrong decision as per the film. Of course, I needed to make another decision, and then the story went through, which was at first I was just thought that all this interaction here would be as a lot of different stories. So it would be TV series and TV series, so it was still gonna be 40 minutes, and everything would really depend on the choice you did. But here, the whole story is still more or less linear. Maybe not that. So maybe if after this try again, there could be some multiple choices after this, and something else would happen. But I'm not sure because I watched it only once, and I don't really have much of an incentive to watch it another time. Because I'm also not the one person, when there is a game with multiple endings, I'm not also this person who are trying to end up with all possible endings just to see how it was gonna be there, because with all the internet in progress I can just read what would happen in other instances if I'm really curious about that. Because I think in all these instances, what really makes your story and your experience special is when you making your own decisions, which then bring you to the ending that you made yourself without trying to cheat the story, so to say. Yeah, that's why I was a bit disappointed when at the very beginning when I made the wrong decision. It just made me to see the rewind and making the decision right. So I think right after this I was a bit both disappointed, but then I thought like, oh, that's such a good reference that it was based on this type of books and quests, which were popular back in the days. I really don't know what I expected from the interactive episode. I just wanted to see how it gonna look like. Even though it was a great experience in the story itself, I think the very first ending that I had was disappointing because it was confusing as well. Because I don't think that I did anything wrong and the story could have developed further, but then it either turned out something to be a dream or something to be another dream. Yeah, there were 2 times when they just played around with this dream reference. So the guy was dreaming for his nightmare, kind of. Not really nightmare, but just a dream. And then the story makes him wake up, and then he's in reality back again. With all those multiple endings, it was fine. It was really bad ending when they tried to smash the fourth wall. So you'll have the opportunity to explain to the main hero who would question, oh, I see, like he's going crazy. He started to saying that someone is controlling his life, which is technically you, because you trying to do this with your remote control to go through the several options of how the story is going to develop and what he's going to do further. So if you kind of reveal that it's you making decisions for him, and you trying to explain him that, oh, you are just some guy from entertainment platform from 21st century, so the guy's going crazy, and he started to explain he's a psychiatrist or psychologist about that. She was like, oh, so you're saying this entertainment platform, so why not to bring some more entertainment? It was insanely cringe to see that they just started to fight with like those sticks and like with all the ninja stunts and skills, and like the guy who couldn't even handle the tea mug, now he can hit his dad with a karate. I don't know. It was so confusing, and like that was the most confusing ending I probably would ever expected. And like before I had this, one of the endings was the one which I really liked, but there were some others. Also, as knowing from the very beginning this plot twist when he had a decision to accept to decline the offer from the computing company. Sorry for spoiling everything again, but anyway, it's already like 3 weeks out, so it should be fine. And you see the review on the television that his game is not as good, and he was so disappointed that he needed to play it all around back. And then this ending when he killed his father and he got caught by police, and then he was sitting in the prison watching the review of his game, which was already out before the reviewer gave only 2 out of 5 for his game. But because of the story behind that creator, Jan Stefan Butler, killed his father because of this game, because he went crazy, I'll give it another half of a point. So it was 2.5 points out of 5. And the guy was still disappointed. And was the perfect ending. I think it was the great reference to what we've seen at the very beginning. Because we, as a person who control his life, we already know what have happened before, so to say. It was cool. I mean, it definitely was great to experience this first time. Like for me, it was the first time trying this interactive television, so I was less distracted by my phone or anything else, because usually when I watch, let's say, YouTube or when I watch Netflix sometimes, I'm just distracted. I'm just doing something on my phone, or just scrolling, internet, whatever. But now, because of the interactive points, I just needed to be more focused on this. So I needed to listen what they were saying, then I taking the decisions. Even though like the multiple choice was just, there were only 2 options in it, so you couldn't really screw it at all over. So that was still cool. And what do you guys think about interactive television, interactive series? Would you consider watching something like this in the future? Do you think that there is any future in it for the first place? And if you watched Bandersnatch yourself, what do you think about that? Leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Hit your like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.